Hi, it's Josie Carlson here. Something I've been doing lately is going back and rewatching a lot of the older Marvel movies, and not just the MCU movies as well. The X-Men movies have always been some of my personal favorites, even if they were far removed from the Marvel Cinematic Universe we know and love. The X-Men series actually started 8 years before the MCU and gave us some very entertaining plot lines, characters, drama, and everything in between. Today we're going to look at this. This is the 4K X-Men 3-film collection. I'm going to unbox this release and I'll share my opinions. This includes the film X-Men from 2000, the film X2, X-Men United from 2003, and the film X-Men The Last Stand from 2006. Great close-up there with several of our heroes and villains. Under the slipcover, it's pretty much the same artwork. Inside our package, we get the first X-Men film on 4K and Blu-ray, X2 X-Men United on 4K and Blu-ray, and X-Men The Last Stand on 4K and Blu-ray. I'll read the description as follows from the package. The X-Men films that started it all. The X-Men excitement begins with the action-packed original film trilogy featuring superstars Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, and more. In X-Men, a group of mutant outcasts learn to control their powers at Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. Then, in X2, X-Men United, the X-Men must join forces with their deadliest enemies to prevent the destruction of all mutants. And in X-Men The Last Stand, the discovery of a controversial cure for genetic mutation triggers the war to end all wars. I will admit, growing up, I was not really a comic book reader. I did watch a lot of the cartoons based on comics, and I did watch the X-Men cartoon a few times back in the 90s when I was a young boy and was always quite entertained by it. Hearing that these would be getting a live-action treatment certainly had me intrigued, and over the years, this is a series I've certainly fallen in love with. The first film, of course, introduces us to these characters on the big screen, and the movie features some absolutely great casting. Patrick Stewart as Dr. Xavier, Ian McKellen as Magneto, and of course, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine proved to be excellent castings that would last for several additional movies, entertaining audiences all these years later. The first film is a great way to dip our toes into this universe. There are some fantastic action sequences, but like the comic books it's based on, the X-Men series largely serves as a metaphor for a lot of real-world issues, including things like discrimination and homeland security. And this makes for some very entertaining viewing. The first film is good, but admittedly feels like a smaller cog in a bigger wheel. X2, X-Men United, really takes things to the next level. This time around, after having seen Magneto and Professor Xavier do battle with one another, you see them actually having to join forces to do battle with someone who wants to eradicate all mutants. Did I mention this villain is actually someone from Wolverine's past who may have made him what he is today? The third film, X-Men The Last Stand, admittedly is a little more stale compared to the first two, largely because it tries to shoehorn in two very big plots from the comics, and neither one really gets the traction it needs. They also introduce a whole bunch of new characters, but it seems like they're mostly just there to show off their powers, and they don't really get a lot of character development. There are some great moments in this movie, and again, some more of the thought-provoking drama that's always made X-Men a great franchise, but at large, it just feels largely underdeveloped and lacking compared to the previous two. Although it does actually give us Kelsey Grammer portraying Beast, which is another excellent bit of casting for this universe. Of the movies in this set, I would probably say X2 is my favorite, and X3, The Last Stand, is my least favorite. All three films get a pretty nice upgrade to 4K, and I'm happy to say that they actually look very good. The incorporation of a higher resolution and HDR, they really work wonders for these movies. Some of the older CGI effects, understandably, are going to look a bit dated, and nothing can really make those look better. But overall, they do look very good. I do think these could benefit from some new scans and remasters, but I'm not complaining what we have here. These are some good-looking discs. Unfortunately, these don't include the bonus discs from older Blu-ray versions of the films, and that means that a lot of the bonus features are missing as well. We do get some of the EPK-type features on the Blu-ray discs with the movies that are included in these sets. I believe these are identical to the previously released Blu-rays. So there is at least some supplemental content, but unfortunately not all of it from the earlier releases. If you are a fan of X-Men, though, I am happy to say these 4K releases of the first 3 films in the franchise actually look very good, and I can highly recommend this set. Are you a fan of the X-Men? What do you think is the best X-Men movie? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Timothy Carlson. I'll see you next time.